It's so weird having to do my own fucking introduction. Damn it, Mike. This is not Say of the Realm. Damn it, phone. Let me put my phone on vibrate. Yeah, please, please. How you doing, guys? My name is SlyAkaGreyFox. God damn it, now I can't even speak. How you doing, guys? My name is SlyAkaGreyFox. And welcome to Host of the Realm. That was around 2013, and what was I doing? When was I playing? That's kind of when PS4 first came out. I figured out it had, well, didn't figure out it had Twitch capabilities, and so I started streaming pretty much anything. First game I streamed was Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and I just played whatever the fuck I felt like playing. Kind of still do that to an extent. I still like the games, whatever the fuck I'm playing. I mean, I was working, I still work full time, but the only difference is now I don't have to wear pants because I work from home. But yeah, I was in the office, and then, you know, when I came home, I would stream whenever I had time, whenever I wasn't too tired or anything. And, you know, like I said, I played everything. So Black Flag, whatever the fuck came out, Destiny 1. I was kind of digging to that, and then kind of got fizzled out, and now we're at the point of Destiny 2, and I might get back into it. Hopefully I don't, you know, kind of fizzle out again. I hope it's interesting. I mean, a lot of people say it's interesting, but yeah. But yeah, pre-14, it's not really a lot different from, you know, post-14 where I am now. The only major difference is I was working in the office, in a really good office where we got to drink at work. That was fun. Yeah, it's not that much different. It's not that much different from post-14 Sly. Like, there's a lot of 14 differences, and we'll get into those in a second. Any interest other than games? Wonder what that is. Yeah, the obvious. I mean, I would go to beer festivals and breweries and everything. It's probably like an every other day thing after work, even when we had beer at work. Animu. Oh, yeah, the good old Animu. Yeah, as you probably heard in many a pre and post show, I am really into the anime. I don't have like a really set list because I'll watch pretty much anything and everything. And then, of course, the, you know, live action shows that I kind of still binge to this day. You know, my Parks and Rec, The Good Wife, Friends. Actually, binging Friends right about now. Like, I never fully appreciated Friends, even back then when I was binging it, but now I completely appreciate it and will spend my off days, like today, just binging out of Friends and doing chores and everything, or doing my gathering day. Of course, my interests are games, other than, you know, the games that I actually stream, because it's kind of hard to stream and then get off of stream and play games. Like, this little thing that you used to see like every now and then, I still break this out on weekends where I have time. Again, it's hard to stream and then play games in your off time that you want to. So you're gonna kind of have to sequester a certain amount of time to do that. When I started playing 14, it was in the, I think there were 3 waves of the beta for PS4. Well, actually, no. It was at the time I had a PS3. It was in beta for PS3. And then a few months rolled around, I got a PS4 and everything. And then the beta rolled around for PS4. And I think I got in at the late end of the first beta. So like the last few days of the first beta, in which I tried out Gladiator. Funny. You know, did a little research, watched a few Mr. Happy videos, you know, kind of fell in love with Lancer/Dragoon, as horrible as a job it was in 2.0. Once launch came, I was a fully fleshed out goon, full floor tank. Because that's what it was in 2.0, it still is to this day. A good amount of time rolls about, and then yeah, FanFest. I played this game so much that I love it and wanted to meet the people, you know, who play it. Bought my hotel and booked, yeah, FanFest. That's where I met some of the people who in this community, Mr. Happy, Mel, a few other people I know on the server on Behemoth. I think we kind of built a bond in the lines, and that's where you're gonna build most of your bonds and meet your friends or meet new people from other servers, is in horribly long lines. Like near the end of FanFest, we kind of had a conversation of like what we want to do, you know, moving forward with the community and everything. And then the idea of a show came about. When I was approached by Mike to audition for State of the Realm, I didn't ask it per se, like verbatim, but in my head, the first question that came to me was, why in the fuck do you want me? Like really, why me? You have a lot of people in the community who probably played in 1.0, know a lot more about me, a lot more about the game than me. Why me? And then I auditioned, and I was nervous as fuck because this is the first time I've done anything like this. I've never done a podcast. I mean, the most I've done is just talk over Twitch. So I auditioned. Honestly, forgot what the audition was. We talked about something. You know, a couple of people auditioned and I auditioned, and then I think it was about a few days later, they get back to me and say, hey, we want you to be on the show. Next thought, again, why me? I was nervous as fuck. That even made me a whole lot more nervous about being on the show. Well, fuck, I'm gonna be nervous on the show. I was nervous in the audition, and I'm gonna be nervous in the show. And now I had to do it with a wide audience. Pretty much everybody who knows everything and anything about the game. And little old me who's still experiencing and still hasn't become, you know, mid-core Raider Sly or anything like that. Just I know what I experienced, which wasn't much at the time. So that's what kind of made me even more nervous, because I wasn't at the point where I am now, where I'm trying to do anything, dip my hand in anything and everything, crafting, raiding, things like that. You know, I was just taking it as is, doing my dailies, doing my weeklies, still doing most of the content that people care about. You know, the content. You see chat. We were told, well, I was told, don't look at chat. Kind of looked at chat. And then I kind of put it behind, I think we were doing it on Skype at the time. I put it behind the Skype window and everything. And it got a little bit better, but still was nervous. And then, hey, Sly, you know what? You can have a few beers and everything, and that made everything so much better. Yeah, first few episodes were really rocky. It got better with beer, as most things do. I think it was around maybe 8 shows in that I was like, okay, kind of get used to the idea. It's kind of become a weekly rotation, so to speak, prepping for the show and everything. The shows that make me really nervous in the beginning were the shows that we were like, okay, we might not have a little bit of a script. Yeah, those kind of make me a little bit nervous as well. But, you know, once you kind of get used to it, oh, okay, let me type up a mini little script, see what I can work with. I was still a little bit comfortable, even though I was still kind of nervous. But now that it's been almost like, what, 3 years, excuse me. Yeah, you're used to those shows where there's a lot of weeks where we don't have news or anything to talk about. And we kind of have the, you know, like we said in the past, pull a show out of our ass. Yeah, those were great. Yeah, YouTube, because I'm on the side of Twitch, coming from the Twitch to the YouTube side, it's really awakening, because you find out you would watch YouTube videos and see the random fuckery comments. You kind of react to it a little bit in the back of your head, like, no one's perfect, I'm not perfect, no one's perfect. The YouTube comments will get to you like every week, and you try not to block it out, but in the back of your head, there's always that one comment of that one person saying that one thing. I won't get into like specifics, but it'll affect, you know, show to show, how you take every show from show A to show B and so on and so forth. It got to me a little bit, and I wouldn't say a little bit, a lot. Dialed it back. But then Mike noticed it. It's easy for Mike to notice it, and I think it was easy for a lot of the people watching to notice. Mike just said, hey, I know something changed, right? You still want to be on the show? I'm like, yeah. I just dialed it back a little. Yeah, don't do that. I want you back. I was like, okay. And so from that point on, since this is on Mike's channel, I kind of let him deal with the YouTube comments and everything, because it's almost like it is the 14 community in general. On the forums, people will have, you know, constructive criticisms and everything. And yeah, I can take constructive criticism, but when it's somebody saying, fuck you, hey, shut up, doesn't offer anything constructive. So I kind of put that into the mindset, and I'm like, okay, like if it's a constructive criticism, that's fine. Everything else, I just kind of block out. I really just mainly block everything out and let Mike deal with it. And if he needs to tell me anything, he'll tell me anything. To all the constructive criticisms that were out there, thank you. And to the ones who weren't so constructive, eat a dick. FanFest number 2. It was different for me in the fact the first FanFest I was going, you know, as a fan. The second FanFest I was going as, I wouldn't want to call me the media. I mean, but podcasts, I guess I am the media. And being known and having people come up to me, want to get a picture, shake my hand, sign something, that was weird. It still is to this day. It's still weird because I didn't know how to take it. I've never been in a position before where, you know, people know me. I'm just some dude who plays video games, has a fuck ton of beer, and has fun in the process. With all the, you know, doubt that I had, you know, from the comments and everything before the second FanFest, I felt like that was kind of, you know, fleshed out when I went to FanFest. That kind of made me reaffirm myself, which is good in a way. But I, even before the FanFest, flushed a little bit of those doubts away, and then getting to the FanFest and seeing all the positive reactions from the community, that definitely helped. One key difference that I didn't go into, Mel talks about this all the time about the first FanFest. The first FanFest, I kind of had a drink in my hand almost every second, except for when I was doing like events and stuff. I'd have a drink. Those huge Las Vegas drinks that come in the long cylinders and everything. I always had one of those, or just a glass of something, or a beer. This FanFest, I mean, all the alcohol was in my room. There was plenty of alcohol. Even like after the day was done, we went, you know, to whatever party. I know I went to the LBR party, had a few there. I remember, you know, we had a small gathering. I wouldn't say a small gathering, but everybody came to my room. Ethicist crew came to my room. Aya, shout out to Aya, Dancing Fire. She came to the room as well. I kind of felt bad because the day I left to come back home, there was still alcohol left. And I'm like, well, I can't take it with me. I'm not going to drink it before I get on the plane. So I actually had to leave the alcohol there. I know, party foul. Should have drank the alcohol with me, everybody. I offered. The general emotion after FanFest number 2, kind of hype. A little hype. I mean, there's always the hype for, you know, whatever content we have coming out for the game, especially for Stormblood. The general emotion for me doing shows after FanFest was, it was kind of back to business as usual, I guess, but even more with a positive outlook, a reaffirmed positive outlook. When you're in that setting, you get that kind of feedback, everything, and it definitely does help. It definitely does help in the outlook for the show, the outlook for producing content for the show and everything, and wanting to include the community in the show, because that's kind of the focus we have right now, which is which you can see with the previous guests in the past couple of weeks. Yeah, it definitely made things a lot better on me, and I know a lot better on Mike now as well. Yeah, everyone watching, thank you so much for supporting the show no matter what you do. Watching the show, listening, commenting, good or bad, we love you all. Even though I told all the negative ones they eat a dick, you're still watching, you're still listening. So thank you. Fuck you, but thank you. Yeah, thank you guys so much for supporting this ever since we started. I never thought I would be a part of it. We didn't know where it would go. We still don't know kind of where it's going to take us now. But we are glad to have you along for the ride. I'm glad to be along for the ride. I look forward to many years to come of Stay of the Realm and 14 content in general. Thank all of you. Thank Mike. Thank the other horsemen and all the guests who have been on the show so far and all the guests yet to come. Thank Yoshi P. Thank our Lord and Savior Yoshi P. I look forward to doing a lot more stuff with the show and on 14. Hi. I'm supposed to wrap up this video and I'm supposed to say goodbye, but it's not really goodbye because you'll see me, whether it's on Stay of the Realm, YouTube, or Twitch, on my Twitch, anywhere where I poke my head in. It's not goodbye. I'll see you in a little while with a beer probably.